This couldn't have gone any worse if you're the Florida Panthers. After seemingly being a team of destiny all playoffs, right now the Vegas Golden Knights are absolutely steamrolling the Florida Panthers in every aspect of the game. In Game 2, the Panthers were straight up outclassed. Frustration leaked into every aspect of Florida's game, and it showed. All you have to do is look at the very first goal of the game, which came off an undisciplined penalty from Ryan Lomberg in the neutral zone. This would lead to an early power play for Vegas, and not even 10 minutes into the game, Florida is already chasing it. From this point on, Florida was structurally a major disaster. They were losing puck battles, missing assignments, and perhaps the most concerning part was that Sergei Bobrovsky once again looked human. So human, in fact, that Florida would pull him after letting in 4 goals on 13 shots. That is cause for major concern if you're the Florida Panthers. Now, it's clear in this series that Florida has tried to get under the skin of Vegas, and it just hasn't worked. This in itself has actually frustrated the Panthers. With them getting penalties early on in the game, I thought this moment here with Tkachuk really pissed them off as a group. Tkachuk gets cross-checked into the net and then slashed by Eichel right in front of the ref with no call. Paul Maurice was frustrated about this, and usually the team mirrors the psyche of the coach. Paul Maurice was frustrated, and maybe rightfully so, but as a result, his players looked frustrated on the ice, and they continued to take bad penalties. To add on to that frustration, Eichel was absolutely lights out against the Florida shooters. Despite an ugly offensive game, Florida did get some clean looks on Hill in dangerous spots on the ice, but Hill was incredible at making the first save and not letting out any second or third chances. Of course, on the off chance that there was a rebound, the stingy Vegas defense was there to clear it out instantly. Now, in order to try and change the momentum, Matthew Tkachuk would lay the biggest hit of the playoffs on Jack Eichel. Knowing that Eichel loves to skate the puck out for Vegas, Tkachuk throws a curveball and just steps into the middle of the ice to throw a hit. Eichel doesn't expect this, he kind of panics. To make it even worse, he kind of toe picks right before colliding and basically falls right into Tkachuk's shoulder. This is the type of hit that could change everything for Florida, right? I mean, Eichel could be out for the series, you send a message, and the Panthers can feed off the energy off of a massive hit. But that's not how this played out at all. Tkachuk would get a misconduct for the scrum after the hit, and that essentially takes him out for at least 10 minutes of the game. And then Eichel shows he's got balls of steel and returns for the third period. And then to boot, he outmuscles a Panther and makes a gorgeous pass to Marchessault to make it a 5-1 game. A potential mental swing in Florida's favor is just completely shut down by Eichel and the Golden Knights. I think this post-game interview here by Captain Mark Stone just perfectly explains the mentality of this group.
I think we're doing a really good job at staying out of the junk, just playing hockey.
You mentioned the other day, Jack Eichel is a guy, I mean, he just wants to win. Like, what did he show you here tonight after taking the hit and coming back the way he did?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big hit. I think they were trying to change the momentum. But just to see him come back and skate out of the tunnel for the third period, that's a statement, right? You can take shots at him. You can shake shots at any one of us. We're just going to keep coming at you.
No matter what Florida does, Vegas wants to stay out of the garbage. They will let Florida do their thing, and Vegas will just keep coming back at them in waves. As for the Panthers, it just kept getting worse and worse. Some more defensive lapses, some more dumb penalties, another misconduct for Tkachuk, and the wheels just completely fell off. At the end of the game, there was practically no one left on the Florida bench because the refs kicked basically everyone out. Now, I understand what everyone's going to say. The league wants Vegas to win, and the refs are rigging it, yada, yada, yada. But listen, the bottom line is that the Knights simply outclassed Florida in every aspect of this game. Vegas knew that Florida wanted to drag them into the alley and play a rough game, but Vegas met them with controlled resistance and capitalized on pretty much all of Florida's mistakes. Heading back to Florida for Game 3, there's only 16 teams in NHL history who have won this series after being down 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Final. The odds aren't in their favor, but if there's any team in these playoffs who can pull it off, it is the Florida Panthers. With that being said, I just think that the Vegas Golden Knights are on a completely different level right now. In this series, Vegas is doing to Florida what Florida has done to pretty much every other team in these NHL playoffs. Flush their teams on the forecheck, force them to make mistakes, frustrate them in the mental side of the game, and then wrap it all together with one red-hot goalie. I thought this series was going to be really close, but so far, it just hasn't. So, what do you think about everything that happened in Game 2? And do you think Florida is going to bounce back, or is Vegas simply just too good? Let me know in the comments down below. And before we end the video, I want to thank our sponsor, Hockey Training. If you're a hockey player who wants to improve your game, the Hockey Training app and YouTube channel is the best place to be. Armed with drills inspired by some of the greatest NHL players in the world, it is the #1 spot to take your game to the next level, both on and off the ice. If you're interested, I'll leave the links in the bio down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more NHL playoff breakdowns, make sure you hit that subscribe button.